A few days ago, I posted this question on my Facebook page. Women only, why don't you like short men? Their responses will surprise you. Comments like, I don't feel protected enough when I hug a short guy. I'm a cute lady. They're quick-tempered. They just don't appeal to me. He can be very everything, but as long as I'm taller than you, you're not my taste. They're unable to see the future because I'm short and I don't want our kids to be short. It goes on and on and on. Now, while a lot of women in the comments also said they didn't mind dating a short guy, whether they were rich or not, shows like this, for instance, don't help the ego of short men.
I'm gonna have you hold that. So I'm gonna first have you go ahead and eliminate one guy, just strictly based off of what you're seeing so far.
I'm sorry, it's just hard, but you're very handsome, and I like your outfit.
Oh, all right.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm taller than you.
Oh,
Man, looks like short guys can never catch a break. They seem to be overlooked and rejected twice as much as their taller counterparts. So I took the trouble to do some research into why these keep happening, which I'll share with you shortly. And by the end of this video, I'll also make it a point to share life-altering things that you can do to up your game if you're a short guy constantly being rejected by women. You ready? Let's get it. Jessica OS here. Welcome to the channel. So first, let me establish this point. Being short is relative. So for the purposes of this discussion in this video, let me define a short guy as anyone basically who's trying to date a woman who's physically taller than him. So to be clear, if you're a guy who's 5'11" and you're trying to date, for instance, a woman who's 6 feet tall, you're the one I'm addressing in this video. So if you're a short guy who's constantly being rejected, know this. There are millions of short men who are winning. You want proof that short guys are winning in love? I got you. Just take a look at the celebrity world. Kevin Hart, Tom Cruise, Bruno Mars. These guys aren't towering over anyone, yet they've been with some of the most stunning women in the world. Some will say, of course, it's because of their money, their status. Okay, cool. So who are marrying all the other guys who are neither tall nor celebrities? I'll wait. So you see, there's more to money and status. The real reason these guys are winning is actually because they own who they are. They don't walk around apologizing for being shorter. They lean into their strengths. And trust me, you can do same. I'll show you exactly how shortly. Now, for the women who are ignorantly turning away good men because they're short, let's get this straight. Height is nothing more than a number. But what society has done is turn it into a dating death sentence for shorter men. If you're playing into that myth, you're actually missing out. Ever heard of the phrase, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog? See me in chambers. I'll break that down for you properly. So before I tell you about how you can win, even if you're a guy considered by a woman as short, let me take a minute to just explain to you why some women are generally rejecting shorter men. So the first one is, from an evolutionary perspective, women in particular tended to prefer men who were taller, as we generally perceive them as more capable of offering protection and resources. Height has been linked to physical strength and dominance. Taller men may have been seen as more capable protectors and providers, which would have been advantageous in early human societies. And social norms and media influence hasn't helped. In many cultures, the ideal image of masculinity is often linked to tall, strong men. Movies, TV shows, advertisements frequently portray the ideal men as tall, dominant, and it reinforces the stereotype. As a result, many women internalize the idea that height equals desirability. Now, a study from Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin revealed that women, on average, preferred a male partner who was at least 5 inches taller than them. This preference was often due to societal expectations rather than personal preferences. Number 3, perceived power dynamics. Taller men may be viewed as more authoritative or successful, which, of course, is appealing to women. Conversely, shorter men may be stereotyped as lacking these attributes, even when it's not true. Some women may reject short men simply because they perceive them to have less power or status. Then there's the whole fear of judgment and social pressure. In a world where women are often judged by their partner's appearance, some may feel that they would be seen as less attractive or less feminine if they date a shorter man. Studies have shown that some women avoided dating shorter men because they feared social stigma and negative comments from their peers. So really, this is the entire backstory of why rejection keeps slapping you in the face. If you're a short guy, how can you flip the script? Because you actually can. Now, fellas, I'm gonna say something that no one else may have told you. Being short isn't your problem. You know what the real issue is? You're being sold a lie that height makes a man. But I'll let you in on another secret. Confidence, charm, knowing how to play the game, that's where the real power lies. And King, you've got the upper hand if you know how to use it. First things first, let's get rid of the woe is me attitude. No woman wants to date a guy who's constantly insecure about his height. In fact, it's not the height that turns women off, it's the insecurity about it. Now, if you walk around like you're apologizing for being short, guess what? No, I'll take a minute. Just guess what? That's exactly how women will treat you. So you want to stop that right now. Here's the hard truth. Women don't care about your height as much as you think. They care about how you make them feel. You see, a lot of shorter men play small. They let the world tell them that their height makes them less than, but that's BS. What actually makes a man attractive isn't how tall he stands, it's how he shows up. Women are drawn to leadership, to men who take charge of their lives regardless of their height. Are you standing tall in your value, or are you shrinking because of some societal expectation? Because here's a secret, women can sense when you're not owning your worth. That's a bigger turnoff than being a few inches shorter than the next guy. Now that we've cleared the air on the height myth, let's talk about what really matters, confidence. You've probably heard this 1,000 times, and I'm going to break it down, hopefully, in a way that you can actually use this time around. When you walk into a room, act like you belong. Don't walk in like you're waiting for permission to exist. Women notice how a man commands space, not the number of inches he's stacking above the ground. I've met some 5'5" guys who walk like they're the star of the show, and guess what? They were. Why? Because they didn't give a damn about being short. They owned their energy. If you're still clueless, confidence, fellas, that's the secret weapon. I'm not talking about cockiness, but that quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing your worth. Women don't need to look up to respect you. They need to feel that you know who you are and what you bring to the table. You could be 5'5" and still pull the woman of your dreams if your energy says, I've got this. Guys, being short isn't a disadvantage unless you make it one. The key to winning in love is building a life that you're proud of. When you have a career you're passionate about, hobbies that fuel your confidence, and friends who love and respect you, you won't have time to think about your height. At the end of the day, women are attracted to men who are living their lives to the fullest. It's not about what you don't have, right? It's about what you do bring to the table. Here's where you become unforgettable. Charm, wit, humor. These are the qualities that women crave. And these are what will get you in the door. Height will never replace a killer sense of humor, a well-timed joke, or an electric conversation. Listen, I've seen tall, dark, handsome guys get kicked to the curb because he had the personality of a wet mop. Meanwhile, the guy standing next to him, cracking the jokes, giving off that flirty energy, yeah, he got the date every single time. You want a woman to be thinking about you long after the date ends? Make her laugh, especially when she's not expecting it. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Women respect a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. Do you think your height is going to stop you from being assertive? Hell no. Stop holding back. If you see a woman you're into, approach her like you belong there. Women love a man who isn't afraid to take the lead, regardless of his height. I once watched this 5'6" guy walk straight up to a woman who was, no joke, about 6 inches taller than him in heels. He looked her dead in the eye and said, "You're gorgeous. How come I haven't met you before?" She melted. Why? Because he didn't hesitate. Kings, your time has come. You've got everything you need to win, but only if you stop making excuses and start making moves. The next time you think your height is holding you back, remember this. Confidence, charm, and boldness win every time. And if a woman can't see that, she's not worth your time anyway. Remember, fellas, being short doesn't make you small. It just makes you bigger in ways that actually matter. If you take nothing away from today's video, just remember to own your height. When you're cool with it, women will be too. Second, work on your presence mentally, emotionally, physically. Show up strong in conversations, in the way you move, in the way you carry yourself. And last, date women who appreciate the whole package, right? You don't need to waste time on people who are stuck on surface level stuff. That's just ridiculous. Real women will see the man, not the number. King, this is your call to rise. Love isn't reserved for the dark, tall, and handsome. It's for the bold, the confident, and the guys who know how to stand tall in who they are. So next time you feel like your height is holding you back, the only thing holding you back is actually your mindset. Now go out there, be bold, be confident, and remember, short men get loved too. Jessica O is here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, share it with another short guy. Now get out of here and show them what you're made of.